Hi, I'm Callum White and welcome to Real Estate in Real Life. We're sitting down today with Yahya, who's our commercial director here at White & Co. We're going to go through everything that makes our commercial team one of the best in Dubai and meet a bit more about the guy who runs it. So yeah, exciting times. So Yahya, nice to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So we'll start off, we'll get cracking right on. What was life like for Yahya growing up?
Very humble beginnings. Brought up in a council estate in North London. Single mum, one brother. Didn't really know any different until obviously I came to Dubai. But life growing up was really good. I was educated in the City of London and just worked my way up. Took my first job when I was 18, worked my way up. I've always done sales really. So yeah.
Brilliant, fantastic. And what brought you to Dubai then, interestingly enough?
I'd always heard about it. I actually got caught up in layoffs in one of my old jobs. So I had a bit of time off work and came to Dubai on a holiday. Mm-hmm. And I remember when I left, I thought, this is somewhere I want to come and live. Yeah. 6 months later, I came on. I joined a real estate company here. And again, worked my way up. I started as a consultant and worked my way up to management and been with White & Co now for about a year and a half.
Year and a half. Things are going well?
Very well. We're just starting. We've just finished year 6 in total in Dubai. So every year just keeps getting better. And yeah, thankfully, we're growing a really, really good team. And me personally, I'm kind of living my dreams, to be honest.
Brilliant. That's amazing, mate. So yeah, everyone moves to Dubai. Everyone thinks they know what real estate's like, but no one really does. What was your first 6 months to a year like in real estate in Dubai?
So I came a bit of a weird time. I came just before COVID. So month 6 for me was lockdown. Oh. Yeah. So when I first started, the supply versus demand issue we have now, where we're undersupplied, was the complete other way around. So I was taking out a client, I was showing them maybe 25, 30 offices, and at the end they would say, we need to see more options, which obviously today is complete other way around. It was a lot harder to get people interested. Big deals didn't really happen, and when they did, it was a big rarity. We was like running around for 15, 20k fees, and yeah, it was completely different. I came actually from back home where I had a successful job. I was I had a nice house, I had a nice car, and obviously giving it up to come here to do a commission only job. Mm-hmm. It was, yeah, people were just like, "What are you doing?" But I always had like long-term thoughts. I kind of saw in my previous company that there was some really, really big earners, and what they had different from me was they'd been doing the job just longer. So it comes with experience. So my first 6 months, I set myself a daily budget of 40 dirhams a day. Not because I didn't have money. Yeah. I was just really, really strict. So I would go in the morning, I would get 2 hot dogs and a juice, which cost 10 dirhams. Yeah. And then in the evening, I'd have 30 dirhams to see whatever was 50% off, yeah, and just buy that. And it was extremely like, I took myself back to extremely sort of like foundation. I didn't have anything exuberant. And again, it wasn't because I didn't have money. It's just, I just was always thinking long term.
It was your foundation. You were setting yourself up.
Yeah. And like, again, I was flat sharing with like families that I didn't know.
We've all been there.
I would never, when I'm calling my mum back home, I would never tell her that. I would just say everything's really, really good. But it was, I took 5 steps back to take 50 steps forward. Yeah. And thankfully, it's all come along. But those first 6 months were mentally really, really difficult because you always had to have the end goal in sight, which was, I'm going to make something for myself here. But for me to get there, I had to kind of strip all the luxuries away. Yeah. Didn't go to any fancy restaurants, didn't go out. I kind of just put my head down. I didn't know anyone here. Mm-hmm. I was just by myself and I just worked really, really hard.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's impressive. So then coming from your first 6 months to a year, which was obviously a crazy time, how's that changed and what's life like now?
Life is good. As soon as you get past that first year, life becomes more people. I mean, Dubai real estate is, I think, is really all about networking. Mm-hmm. The longer you've been here, the more people know you. You do them a good job, they tell their friends, especially in commercial, where a lot of our work is to deal with investors. Yeah. I was really lucky that the company I did start with, the manager there, we was from a similar background, same part of London. Yeah. He helped me out a lot. And I kind of just tried to take as much from him as possible. Yeah. And I just think, be a sponge. leave your ego at the airport, which is the most important thing. And as soon as we got past the first 12 months, life did become a lot more easier. Big deals started to happen, started to be a bit more consistent, started to think maybe this is exactly what I thought it would be. It might even be even better. And I started to, lay some real foundations for myself. The first 6 months, I was just, like I said, flat sharing with families.
Yeah.
Took my first tenancy, so I knew I'd be here for 12 months. Bought my first car. And yeah, it was just, I'd laid the foundations in that first year, and I just kept progressing year on year.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. And here's a question for you. The commercial market versus the residential market, what's the main differences there? So
some of the differences include, well, if you're in residential, you will talk about the monetary value of what you're selling. So you might say the villa is worth 5 million dirham or 8 million dirham. We don't talk like that. We talk price per square foot. We deal primarily with investors. There's absolutely no emotion in what we sell with. So with the investors I deal with, I call them and I say, look, this is the price per square foot. And 7 or 8 times out of 10, they don't even need to do a viewing. They kind of just look at the numbers. Does it work? Can they see capital appreciation in it? What would the ROI be? So the return on investment. Our return on investment, I wouldn't pick up the phone to anyone less than 8% net. Whereas with residential, I think it's more like 4 or 5%. So there's a lot more returns in commercial. It can be seen as a little bit more risky, especially during COVID, where everyone was like, you no longer need an office.
Yeah, but if you took one then, look at you now.
Exactly. So with high risk comes high rewards. And I'm very, very thankful. I've got 3 or 4 investors that I work really, really strongly with. And these guys are, we kind of grow together. Their business grows, my business grows, and it's a very, very good, fruitful relationship that I see. So, yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. So, yeah, that's really interesting about commercial. So if you're a new agent into this market, what's a tip that you'd give that agent in the market?
Interesting, because I've got one of my best friends moving over to White & Co in 6 weeks. You need to surround yourself with winners. Whether you're doing commercial, whether you're doing residential, you need to surround yourself with people in the same sort of mindset as you, people that aren't here to party, people that aren't here to, spend money, people that are here to earn money and create generational wealth. If you surround yourself with those kind of people, I'm a big believer that if you're in a room of 5 millionaires, you've got to do something pretty stupid not to be the 6th.
Yeah.
If you're in a room of 5 losers, you're going to be the 6th.
Yeah.
So surround yourself with people with the right mentality. Another thing in particular with commercial, and I assume the same for residential, is it's really, really important to master something. Don't be a jack of all trades. I'm good at my job, but I would say I'm excellent at maybe 2 or 3 towers. I know them inside out. I know what view each unit series has. I kind of know the owners know me. If you can master 2 or 3 buildings, then you're that go-to person for that building. Rather than spreading yourself thin and knowing a bit here and a bit there, that doesn't make sense.
No, it's not. A lot of times I describe it to the brokers as a tour guide, versus a specialist.
We're not tour guides. And interestingly, George, who's one of our biggest billers, I did a viewing with him last week, and his knowledge is 10 out of 10. He knows everything inside out. I base myself on that as well, is that as long as you kind of know everything inside out, your tours your viewings don't have to be the best, because people buy from people and they understand, or they take what you say to them. And if you can come across very confident and you know what you're talking about, they will buy from you. Your viewings don't have to be the best, but you do need to know what you're talking about. And that's why it goes back to the fact, try and know 2 or 3 buildings inside out, know what kind of clientele go in there, know what businesses are in there, and it will go a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% agree. So flipping that onto the other side then, if you are agent in the market or agents in the market, what do we need to stop doing?
Stay away from negativity, because negativity breeds negativity. And also, I find it really important to create really good, meaningful relationships with other agents, whether they work for White & Co or not. 50% of something is better than 100% of nothing. If you try and be a hero and try and bypass other agents, it's just going to come back, and karma. It will come back on you.
And the market's small.
Market's really small.
Real estate market in Dubai, it might be 27,000 agents, but when it comes to the good ones, if you're one of the good brokers
Yep.
and you start playing what we call a bit snaky,
Yep.
then you soon get found out.
It's really, really important to create really good relationships with other agents, other brokerages, and that will in turn help you. There's no point in trying to, like I said, don't be a hero and try and do everything. And again, think long term. If you can have other agents in your pocket and they're in your pocket, you're going to do more deals, and then you're on to the next one.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. So yeah, obviously there's tough times and there's good times in real estate, and every single agent who's ever been here more than a year, you'll have had good days and bad days. What was your best day as an agent?
We're going through it at the moment. There's some really good off-plan commercial projects, which we've been waiting for a very, very long time. Yeah. These commercial projects have the...
Don't say too much.
Yeah, I won't. But they have the ability to change our lives. The commission that is being offered is really is life-changing. And in turn, there's some really good value for our clients. So again, we've got some really good opportunities to bring some good value to our clients and also make money ourselves. So we're going through that at the moment, which I'm really excited about, because again, since I've been here, we haven't had any new projects. We've seen how well the residential team have done with off-plan. Now it's our turn. So there's 2 or 3 really, really exciting projects. And as we're filming this, we're kind of going through that stage. So hopefully by the time this comes out, I've got a few more dirhams in my pocket.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I mean, then it kind of flips you on to the other side of there's always 2 sides to a story. So that's the good thing that's happening now. And after, you've been here a while now, so it's very interesting. What's the worst day that you've had as an agent?
Oh, I've had some really bad days. And again, when my friends come out here or they're looking to come out here, it's really important to tell both sides. I've had periods where I've gone countless days without doing a deal. Tore my shoulder, was in hospital. I had to miss a really big viewing. Another agent ended up doing the deal, lost hundreds of thousands of dirhams in commission. And I couldn't, obviously I tore my shoulder, so I couldn't drive. I was out of work for a while. So there was things that were completely out of my control. But again, it's all down to you weigh up the good versus the bad. Don't get me wrong, the bad can be really bad. And, when you're working on deals that, again, potentially life-changing, and they fall out of bed last minute, it's really difficult to take, but you've got to be extremely thick-skinned. But when you have the good days and you do a deal and again, it's hundreds of thousands in commission, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah. What's funny, as I was saying recently in one of our meetings, I think that you got to think a good broker in this market, maybe a really good broker does 7, 8 deals a month, a really good one. That means that, say, on a 30-day month, there's 22 days when they do nothing.
Exactly.
It's just, it's a game of little wins, isn't it? But that's really interesting. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, like you said, there's good days, there's bad days. What keeps you coming back every day with a smile on your face and the energy that you bring to the office? What's your why?
I've got 2. One is to give back. So, like I said, I was brought up by a single mum. Anyone that's met mum, she's a bit of a legend. So it's really important to give back what she sacrificed for me and my brother. Looking back on it now, and she gave us a childhood that we never felt like we needed anything. She was always, the woman worked 3 jobs. She's only, looking back on it, she's only known hardship. So when she comes to visit and I'm able to book her a business class flight, that feels nice because she's got a bad back. She can't sit in economy. If I go home and I'm able to treat her to a nice dinner, she's not someone who likes fancy things, so I have to hide what things cost. But being able to give back to her is really, really important to me because what she sacrificed is I will never forget. She could have had a really, really easy life and not brought us up in the UK. But she was by herself. She worked 3 jobs. She put me and my brother through school, college, university, and it's just really, really important to get back to her. And then the second is to obviously build generational wealth. When I look back, what my mum did for me and for my brother, it was more than what we can imagine. But what you see other kids, they have, like when we was in school and there was ski trips and they could go on the ski trips and they can go on this, that and the other and they had the new trainers. We didn't have that. But I want to be able to provide that for my family. So I want to create a life where when I eventually do have a family, it's to a really, really good standard. No one needs whatever we need, we have. And it's just creating financial freedom. So that's my 2 big whys.
That's amazing, mate. And you know what? You're on your way, especially with all the exciting stuff happening.
Thank you.
I guess from a selfish perspective, then that's your why. And then wonder why you could work at any company in Dubai because you're fantastic at what you do. Why are you at White & Co?
Bit of a no-brainer, to be honest. You pay more than everyone else. So look, as a broker, you've got a very, very clear path to a higher commission bracket, to become an associate director, to have complete freedom in the job. The incentives, I remember from the outside looking in, I thought it was too good to be true.
Yeah.
It would always come up on my explore page. Someone's won a Rolex, someone's got themselves a Chanel bag, got themselves this, that, and the other. I remember when I got the call to come and speak to you guys, and obviously I tried to hide the excitement a little bit, but I was like, this is 100% a no-brainer. Yeah. What we've built, or what you've built, sorry, is is a culture of winners. I've worked for 2 other real estate companies, so I can see a difference. And that's not to say that they also didn't have that, this is a company of winners. It's infectious when you see someone doing a really big deal. I think I said this to you after the Bay Awards. Coming to White & Co has helped me change my life. Yeah. And I mean, I'm doing well because I live on the same road as you. So it's I couldn't put myself in this position 2 years ago. I didn't think it was possible. But when you surround yourself with someone that's does $1 million dirhams in one deal, commission, anyone that's in sales naturally is competitive. There is absolutely no way. You either sit there and go, oh, wow, how do they do it? Or you sit there and learn and kind of see. I
want a bit of that.
Of course. And it is possible. And yeah, it's an environment of winners. You speak a lot of how to get ourselves to retirement. And I genuinely do believe that, is that you do want everyone to get to a position where they no longer need to work. Yeah. I've set myself a goal of, by the time I'm 40, I don't want to work. Yeah. So I've got 6 years left of just really, really working hard, creating that platform for the next stage of my life. Yeah. And look, it's a no-brainer. We get paid really well. The environment's really good. All these little incentives, they're really appreciated, So for me, I'm in a really good place.
Oh, good. I'll pay you later. Thank you. So yeah, it's fine because in the office, we're around and we try and help people to be the best versions of themselves. But what are you doing? You're a successful guy. What are you doing to better yourself personally?
So we had a public speaking course last month that you arranged. I took a lot from that. So trying to better myself when I'm speaking to not just my team, because obviously I've got 15 people that I'm in charge of. I'm responsible for them, but also when I'm speaking and delivering stuff to investors, especially with off-plan launches, those little things really, really help. Obviously, my job is primarily commercial, to take things from the residential brokers that helps me to cross-sell. So sold a big villa in January. That wouldn't have been possible if I wasn't at White & Co, because I just wouldn't have had that platform to understand what these guys do, how they sell it, how they project growth, to understand the areas. So I'm bettering myself in that way. And thankfully, it also helps me at work because it helps me get a little bit more out of my team. It helps me to open up a new market to sell to my investors. So all of these little things, they come back and they're very, very rewarding. So yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. And then I guess from there, and listen, it's a bit taboo, and it's always a question that, I've just been in the UK right now, and it's crazy how scared people are to talk about money. Yep. But in your own words, I mean, what sort of figures is it the board are saying, or what sort of money is Yahya earning out here?
I'm scared my mum will be watching this. I'd rather not say money, but I would, if you compare it to the UK, every month I would, if I'm not earning as much as I would in a year back home, it's quite close. Yeah. So when you think of it like that, it's a complete no-brainer. Of course. It's also important to stress this didn't happen overnight. No, this has taken me a long time to get to this stage, and I'm extremely grateful. I will not take this for granted. It's a lot of hard work, and yeah, you can't get complacent in this job because complacency really, your complacency will show in your next pay slip.
Oh, 100%.
So yeah, thank God, it's going well. I'm earning good money, and long may that continue.
No, it's definitely, and something I really like. It's always fun in this job. Is a lot of people say I'm earning good money. It's like, you know, you're actually creating that money as well. It's all coming from your performance, which I think is one of the best things about this job. And then yeah, so obviously, like you said, some good money coming in. Don't need to put a figure on it, but what are you doing right now out here with that money?
So again, I've invested in a nice villa. It's got a nice swimming pool. I live next to you, so that's good. And the idea is to then save up for the next one. So buy real estate. We don't just sell it; we invest in it ourselves. So we really believe in it.
Yeah.
So the idea is to create passive income through Dubai real estate.
Yeah.
Obviously, nice holidays.
Yep.
Nice car.
Yeah.
Got a nice car. That's good. But look, the majority of the money goes into investing because we're in a market right now which is in super growth mode.
Yeah.
And it would be silly for me not to see what I'm doing for my investors to not do it for myself.
Oh, 100%.
So yeah, that's the idea. That's the 5 or 6 year plan, is to invest as much as I can in Dubai real estate, and create myself and my family a good passive income for the future. So yeah.
Yeah, fantastic, amazing. Thank you for the answer. So what does the future look like for Yahya?
So on a work, so from the work side, I want to continue to develop the team. We are improving month on month, year on year. The numbers there to prove it. So I want to have a team of, it's basically self-sufficient.
Yeah.
So whether I'm in or whether I'm not, if I'm on holiday, there's no difference.
Yeah.
And that's a sign of a really good manager. So that's my goal at work, so that we've got a really strong team. And then from a personal point of view, is to have family, and enjoy that side of life as well, because look, we work really hard, so it's important to have that as well.
Definitely. Oh, such a wholesome guy. And then finally, this is the last question, Yahya. So see, if someone was thinking about moving to Dubai just now, whether they're going to be in real estate or not, my goal is just to see people better themselves no matter what they do. What would you say to them?
So do your research. I'm a big believer that this whole thing is Dubai for me. That's just stupid. Dubai
for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many different things that you can do here. Obviously, real estate in itself, again, it goes back to high risk, high reward. You want to give up your basic salary back home to come and earn potentially life-changing money. I couldn't recommend it more. But it's also important that you understand the bad sides of the job, because there are bad sides. And, you know, it's important that everyone speaks to enough people. So again, one of my really good friends is coming in the next 6 weeks. So he's speaking to brokers in our company. He's speaking to George. He's speaking to Joe. He's speaking to brokers in other companies as well, just so that he can understand the ins and outs. Dubai in itself is, I still think it's scratching the surface in terms of what it's eventually going to be. So anyone that says, oh, it's hit its boom, no, it hasn't. There is a lot more to happen here.
Yeah.
If you look at the 2030 and 2040 plans for the city, it's really exciting to see, and you can still be a part of that. Whether you want to do real estate, whether you want to become a teacher, whether you want to do PT, whatever it is, there's loads of opportunities here. It's also really important to compare what you've got back home. Yeah. Is it really that good? Now, it's not fun paying 50% tax, especially when you get very little for it in return. So it's a risk. I came here by myself. I left everything I knew back home. I left a good job. I left a nice car and a house. And I had to take, like I said, 5 steps back and leave your ego at the airport, and this city can really change your life. There is nowhere else in the world that you can legally earn this money unless you're a professional footballer. Yeah. I really believe that.
I believe that.
So what have you got to lose?
Yeah, cool. Well, yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope everyone's found some value in what you got to say.
Hope so.
If anyone's interested in finding out more about commercial, you can get in touch with Yahya. And other than that, I appreciate it, and I'll see you later.